Hey. Sorry, guys. I was just spraying some of my Indian money freshener around and looking at my Best Husband in the World trophy that I got at the last Emmy Awards. It was on MTV. You might have missed it, but I got that, the Best Husband trophy. Got that. But then once again, Indian money air freshener and the fact that I'm the best husband in the world, that's not what I came here to talk to you about right now. What I'd like to talk to you about is closing costs. What are closing costs, and do you have to pay for closing costs? Well, we'll start out with, do you have to pay for closing costs? No. Tell you again. No. My name is no. You know how it goes. Tell you one more time. Oh wait, that's not no, that's a picture, that's a girl with a dog and a balloon that I drew. Sorry, but no, you don't have to pay for closing costs. Absolutely, positively, you do not have to pay for closing costs. Every mortgage loan out there allows for the implementation of seller-paid closing costs, sales concessions, whatever you want to call it. And first off, let's talk about what are closing costs. I mean, simply put, closing costs are the things that it costs you to purchase a home, obviously. But I like to break the closing cost up into two categories. I break it up into layman's terms, and I break it up into industry or professional terms. Reason being is because to the average individual that's walking around out there thinking about buying a house, like the girl with the balloon, you are gonna refer to closing costs as everything that it costs you to purchase a home. Okay, now industry or professional terminology, closing costs are only lender fees, title company fees, things of that nature. They do not refer to prepaid items. What are prepaid items? Prepaid items are things that are paid in advance in connection with your loan, such as taxes, insurance, escrow impounds, per diem interest. Now, prepaid items makes up about 50% of the total cost when you buy a house. So just to use some simple numbers here, you might have about $3,000 of combined title company fees and lender fees, and then you might have $3,000 of taxes, insurance, per diem interest, making the grand total $6,000. Now this can get confused because I've had situations where it's like, you know, even people that are in the industry, I mean, there's mistakes made sometimes, and you refer to only closing costs as the half, and the person expects to have all those costs rolled into their sales price or paid by the seller. Then you're going to have a miscommunication that could potentially cost the loan, cost thousands of dollars, confusion, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Doesn't have to be that way. So anyways, closing costs. Back to that. So the closing costs total for, let's just say, this $150,000 house. The total closing costs are $3,000. The prepaid items are $3,000. Make a total of $6,000. Now, on a conventional loan, the seller can pay up to 3% of the buyer's closing costs, 3% of the total purchase price. On a government loan, such as FHA, USDA, seller can pay up to 6% of the buyer's total closing costs. So then if we've got a $100,000 loan or sales price, that means they can pay up to $6,000, which should cover all of your closing costs on that size of a loan. So then how do you avoid paying for these closing costs? Well, obviously you put a gun to the seller's head and you tell them that you're not going to pay any closing costs. Just kidding, that's not what you really do. What you really do is your real estate agent is going to be the key factor in negotiating those closing costs into your sales price. Works real simple. Real estate agents, I mean, they know what about the seller is expecting for this house, or they take a good guess. They know what the house has sold for in the past, what the seller possibly paid for it, and you can make, educated guesses off of those numbers. And so once again, let's just use some simple numbers here. Let's say that we've got a seller and we know that he's working with we've estimated maybe he bought this house for $135,000 a few years ago, and he is asking, let's just say, $150,000 for this house. So then what the real estate agent's going to go in there and do is they're going to offer $150,000 and they're going to ask the seller to pay $6,000 of your closing costs, making it to where then the closing costs still exist, but they're being taken care of as a credit from the seller's side. So you do not have to pay any closing costs. Now, with different markets that you might be in, I know in Texas, a lot of my friends out there, it's almost virtually unheard of, for sellers to pay closing costs. But, I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't do loans in Texas, so don't quote me on it. But, here in Oklahoma, I would say that 99.99999% of the loans that I do, government loans that is, the seller is paying, more than likely, 100% of the buyer's closing costs. So if you happen to be out there and you're looking for a house, if you have a real estate agent that has told you that you need to pay your own closing costs, if you have a mortgage lender that says that you need to pay your own closing costs, I think that what you should do is don't talk to that real estate agent, don't talk to that lender anymore. You give me a call, 918-630-1991. I'll hook you up with a real estate agent that can get your closing costs negotiated into your purchase price. See it happen all the time. It's definitely possible. It's just a tool of negotiation. And as long as the seller is agreeable to it, then you're going to be just fine. So once again, John Fleege, Security National Mortgage Company, drawing pictures of cute little girls flying balloons, walking their dogs. I mean, could you seriously not send your business to me with things like this? Not to mention my best husband trophy. To top it all off, Indian air freshener. I'm just going to keep coming up with props until you guys give me a call so I can get your closing costs rolled into your loans. So hey, anyways, 918-630-1991, jon.fleege@snmc.com. Email me, text me. Just call me up and tell me that I'm really cool or something. I don't know. But hey, I'm out of here, guys. Hope you have a good night. Goodbye.